Pavelski's going to have all of his meals through a straw for quite a bit. So I'm going to have all my meals through a straw too. I'm going to start with dinner through a straw because it's the playoffs. I'm a team player.
This one will stick with him forever.
What is up, guys? Welcome to the Glove Drop Stanley Cup Playoff Edition. The Rangers are not in it, but I'm still in it because you got to be in it. I don't have anything else to do. So, what we're going to do today, we're just going to go over the 5 games from day 1 of the Stanley Cup Playoffs. There are 3 games going on tonight. I'm going to do a 2-minute little wrap-up of the first game from every series. Just kind of go over how it feels between the 2 teams when they first initially match up. And I gotta say, last night's 5 games were action-packed, drama-packed, mouth gauze-packed. It was awesome. And I'm not saying there's a President's Trophy curse. I'm not saying it.
4 seconds left. The Columbus Blue Jackets, they get it done in Game 1. They come all the way back and defeat the Tampa Bay Lightning 4-3.
But I'm not saying it. So, without wasting anybody's time, because we got 3 games on right now that we got to watch, let's talk about all of this crazy stuff. So, the first game of the playoffs, Tampa Bay Lightning plays the Columbus Blue Jackets. The Lightning are at the tail end of this insane season. They secure their playoff position back in March 9th. Now, they play the Blue Jackets. The Blue Jackets just secured their position when they beat the New York Rangers on Friday, April 5th. They have only had a secured spot in the playoffs for 5 days. These 2 teams matched up 3 times over the course of the regular season. And by the end of those 3 games, Tampa Bay had outscored them 17-3. Tampa Bay comes out. Within the first 5 minutes, they score a shorthanded goal. Now, in net for the Blue Jackets is Bobrovsky. I can't ever say it. In net is Bob. When he's great, is what arguably the best goal in the NHL right now. He's out of this world, totally inconsistent though. So for the first period, he wasn't there. They get 3. They go into the first intermission, Tampa Bay 3, and the Blue Jackets 0. Now, whatever happened during that intermission, I don't know if it was some Tanya Harding stuff. I don't know if it was some Space Jam skill-sucking Monstar thing. Whatever it was, Bob comes out and he is back. He is back. That goalie is the reason why that team, 1, is in the playoffs, and 2, won yesterday. There was absolutely no obvious change in the play of anybody else on the ice on either team. But he came out and was the reason that they won last night. What makes it even more interesting just to watch as this series goes is that Bob and Panarin, they're both guys who were on the Blue Jackets or are on the Blue Jackets, and they're going to be free agents this summer. So Tortorella had to make a decision, and a lot of people disagreed with his decision to keep them. They wanted to sell them off, get some good trade picks. He chose to keep them. And I guarantee you that all of those people, all of those Blue Jackets fans, have shut their friggin' mouth and taken a seat after the performance from yesterday. Whether or not they'll be able to keep going with that, whether or not the teams will be able to hold it off again, if it's going to work out, Tampa Bay is great. They can readjust and come back, but they are going to be putting up quite a fight if Bob can stay as consistent as he was in the last 40 minutes of the game yesterday. So that was kick off the 2019 Stanley Cup Playoffs with a friggin' bang. Why don't you? Great game. They play again tomorrow night. First game starts up at 7. And again in Tampa. The game that I paid attention to the most, or the one that I was most excited about, and the team I'm going to be following the most, these guys right there, Dallas Stars. Not because I like them, but because when we did the trade with Matt Zuccarello, we got in return a second-round draft pick and a third-round draft pick. Conditional, though, and I love conditions. If the Stars make it through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and if Zuki plays in 50% of the games, that second-round draft pick turns into a first-round draft pick for the Rangers. So let's go Stars. And last night, when they took on Nashville, in Nashville, they won 3-2. Stars come out on top, one step closer to getting that first-round draft pick for the Rangers, and everybody knows I love the Rangers. And Zuki scored. I'm going to do it. So good. The Stars are going to be back in Nashville. They get an extra day off. They play again on Saturday at 6:30, and hopefully we can get one more step closer to that draft pick. Please and thank you. I'm going to sound like a dick when I say this, but the least exciting game last night would be Winnipeg Jets, St. Louis Blues. The Blues played in Winnipeg last night. Of course, Kevin Hayes is a Jet NAS. You got to cheer on the boys. That used to be. Not that much went in. It was a very evenly matched game. The Blues came up with the win, 2-1. And it was really cool. They do have this awesome tradition in Winnipeg where they just do a full whiteout. And it got a little weird towards the end, though, because when they lost, everybody started crying, and it went from like a hockey game whiteout to like this full-blown Canadian wet t-shirt contest. But hopefully the Jets can square it up, be good to go for the next one. They will be back on Friday at 9:30. So, the second game of last night, New York Islanders versus the Pittsburgh Penguins. Here on Long Island, 40 minutes away, I can still hear screaming. I think people are still there. Something is burning. New York Islanders managed to win 4-3 in overtime. This is a very high-scoring game for the Islanders, and that just kind of goes to show how much push and momentum they have coming into these playoffs, despite the fact that they've been a little shaky. Normally, they're winning their games 2-1. They have this incredible defense, and it's one of the best defensive lines in the league. The goal scoring hadn't been that high, though, but last night they managed to pull it off. Justin Schultz, with 90 seconds left, scores, and it's going to go to overtime. There is a last shot attempt by Josh Bailey, and with 6 seconds left, I swear you could hear the ding of the puck off of the pipe from a mile away. He rocks it off of it. No goal. They're going to overtime. And of course, overtime in the playoffs is a 5-on-5 20-minute. Sudden death, but it's 5-on-5 20 minutes. You basically could be playing an entire extra period. Wasn't the case because though Bailey missed that last second shot, he found a way to totally redeem himself after a goal was turned over first. So within a minute and 20 seconds into overtime, the Islanders score. Goal is overturned. And before the crowd can even manage to readjust their heart rate from yay we win to oh my god it's overturned, Letang gets stripped by none other than Josh Bailey. Strips the puck, passes it up, Barzal's up there, hits it, pulls The exact same right off the pipe Bailey move. But Bailey is following up on the play, and he manages to get it in.
Shot, he missed, and then Bailey scores! Islanders win! Josh Bailey at 4:39.
So, like I said, redemption. Islanders win 4-3. Nassau Coliseum is probably on fire. Hope it's not, though, because they are going to be back tomorrow night facing the Pens. Hopefully Crosby will have dried his tears by then. Tomorrow night at 7:30. So the last game, day 1, Stanley Cup Playoffs. San Jose Sharks, Vegas Golden Knights in the Shark Tank in San Jose, and it was absolutely the most violent and aggressive game of the whole night, which makes for a really exciting series. Duh. The Sharks won 5-2, and their first goal was off of the face of their captain.
Oh my goodness! Right in his mouth off.
So not only was there this wild aggression between both teams, and when I'm not even exaggerating, the first 5 minutes, I don't even think that they knew that the puck had dropped. They were just going after one another. They have made it on both sides. Players from both sides have made it very clear that they don't like each other. There's absolutely some serious animosity, and I love it. But the blood was first shed when Brett Burns lined up and took one hell of a shot on net. And it deflected in and scored. But it deflected off of John Pavelski's face, hits him in the jaw, goes in, crowd goes wild, and he just turns, drops his gloves, skates off. Straight to the hospital, boys. Bye. But hey, man, a goal is a goal. It's the playoffs. So Pavelski did not return to the game for the rest of the first period. He came back in the second period, and he came back still bleeding, wearing what looked like gets it fixed, gets a new thing screwed onto his helmet. I think his head was screwed into the helmet to protect it. They come back, and they win 5-2. The penalty minutes from this game show exactly what I was talking about. Vegas racked up 34, and San Jose had 24, I believe. Something close to that, 22. And 3 misconducts were given out within the last 19 seconds. Kane, for the Sharks, was hit with a misconduct. And then Reeves Nosek from Vegas. So if there's going to be anything to leave you with to get you looking forward to the next game, it's that. Very excited for that game. They play again on Friday, so tomorrow. Again, the late game, 10:30. So that should be a really fun one, and I'll be interested to see what new headgear the captain wears that day. So that is a full wrap-up, a medium wrap-up of the first day of action for the 2019 Stanley Cup Playoffs. There are 3 games going on tonight. I will have a video up tomorrow morning or tonight to go over anything cool that happened there. Maybe somebody else will get hit in the face with a puck and score. Who knows? But if you like what you've seen, please hit subscribe. If you don't like what you've seen, I don't care because it's the playoffs and nothing's going to get me down. The Rangers already got me down when they didn't get here. Comments, throw them in there. Something you want to see, something you don't want to see. Do you want to just write me a letter? That's cool too. And in the meantime, let's go Dallas Stars. I'll see you guys on the next one. Root for the Stars. We need that pick. We need it.